Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter by showing you 5 reasons you might want to use airplane mode even if you're not flying. Now, chances are you're probably not getting on a plane anytime soon, but there are a lot of good reasons to use airplane mode. But first, let's talk about what airplane mode is on your phone and what it is there for. Basically, airplane mode on your phone or tablet cuts off the cellular, wireless, and Bluetooth connections so they don't potentially interfere with an airplane's communication systems. It's a small risk of phones trying to or communicating with cell towers on the ground that could interfere with the plane's navigational equipment, but it's a risk that's easily avoidable with airplane mode. And in the United States, there are some regulatory reasons why you need to use airplane mode when you're in the sky. In the US, the Federal Communications Commission regulations ban the use of cell towers on planes to avoid a situation at 40,000 feet in the air where active cell phones could be picking up service from multiple cell towers on the ground. This could crowd the networks on the ground and potentially disrupt service. And it's this potential communication with cell towers or just even searching for cell towers on the ground that can cause this kind of interference, which is why airplane mode cuts off cellular, but it doesn't always cut off the Wi-Fi on your phone. Still though, all of this said, when you're on the ground, there are actually 5 good reasons to use airplane mode. So the first one is that it can potentially extend your battery life. Cellular communication is one of the biggest single drainers of your battery life. To locate cell towers, your phone is always emitting radio waves to see where they are, analyzing signal strength to determine when a switch to a closer tower is needed, or often the case when traveling, looking for a network to roam on. And when there is no cell tower around, like when you're on an airplane, for example, your phone is going to emit a stronger radio signal to try to find a tower. Now, this also occurs when you're moving fast. So when you're driving on the highway, for example, your phone is going to have to emit stronger signals and it's going to have to emit more frequent signals because it's going to have to keep switching between different cell towers as you move along down the road. All of this, of course, means that you're eating into your battery life because your phone is working harder to keep you connected. So in those situations when you're low on battery life, like if you're in a new city or a new country and you don't have network service anyway, and your phone is just going to keep searching and searching and searching, or let's say you're going for a walk in the woods or you're going for a walk around your house and you've got 2% battery life, instead of going on social media to complain that you're running out of battery life, the better thing to do is to just put your phone in airplane mode and it's going to last way longer because it's going to cut out all of that cell phone communication, all of that tower communication. It's going to cut off one of the biggest battery drains on your phone. Plus, when your phone is in airplane mode, you can still use the notebook, you can still use the camera, you can still use all of the Wi-Fox apps because I designed them to all work offline. So there's still a lot of use that you can do. You can exchange foreign currency using an offline calculator. There's a lot you can do with a phone that's still in airplane mode. So when your battery is low or you know it's going to be a while before you can get back to a hotel room to charge up, you can just use airplane mode and then turn it on and off spotty. So if you do have a cell connection locally, you can just turn on airplane mode, download your messages or your emails, maybe reply to a few, then turn airplane mode back on just to conserve your battery life throughout more of the day. So the second good reason to use airplane mode, even if you're not flying, is to save on a local SIM card. So if you're traveling internationally and you get a local SIM card, so although it's a lot easier to use eSIMs now and have phones with multiple SIM trays, a lot of times when you're traveling internationally, you've got to just go to an office or some sort of little shop to get a SIM card, which takes time and it's not fun. If you've ever gone through this process, you know it's something that you'd like to just cut out. So you get your card, you load it up into your phone. Now you've got a gigabyte or 2 that you can use for a week or 2 or a month or however long your trip is. That's great, except for the fact that you probably forgot to turn off automatic downloads and now your phone is cutting in and out of all that data. And then you've got to go back to the shop, gigabyte. And then you've got to exchange all those papers and go through the process again, which isn't fun, and it cuts out from the amount of time that you can spend exploring wherever it is you happen to be. And not to mention that can eat into your travel budget as well, because it can be costly to keep having to go and buy different SIM cards when you don't really need to. And sure, you can go into your phone settings and just change everything and have automatic downloads be turned off, and then when you get back home you got to remember to turn them on again. But the easier thing to do is just use airplane mode. So when you're out and about in a city, especially in a place where you're using a SIM card with limited data, just be sure to turn it into airplane mode, and then just turn airplane mode off again when you hit a Wi-Fi hotspot or when you really need a data connection. Oh, and pro tip, if you didn't know, you can download different Google Maps to use offline. So you can download it for a particular city or a particular region. You can download those before your trip or when you have Wi-Fi, which I highly recommend. And if you do that, you're going to have all of those maps on your phone and without the need to use any kind of cellular or Wi-Fi data. And it's really handy to have all those maps offline and available on your phone when you're traveling especially. Plus, it won't eat into any of your cell data either. Oh hi, editor foXnoMad here. I wanted to sneak in one more reason why you might want to use airplane mode. Another good reason to use airplane mode is if you don't and you keep your phone next to your camera and microphone wire, if it's too close, it's going to create some static and it's going to be really annoying when you edit it, and it might be annoying to the people that are actually listening to your video. So I'm really sorry about that. I don't think there's any more of that in the video. I don't think so, but I haven't gotten that far in the footage. But if there is, I'm really sorry, and I'll be careful about it next time. Anyway, one more good reason to use airplane mode. Now back to the video. Now the third reason you would want to use airplane mode, whether you're flying or not, is that it's going to speed up the amount of time it takes to charge your phone. And it makes sense from a non-technical explanation. Basically, the amount of charge that you can get in your phone is going to be determined by how much power the phone is capable of taking in, and how much it's using, and how much power is coming in. So you've got the amount of power coming in, and then the amount of power being used. And if the amount of power being used is here, and the amount of power coming in is here, you've got this little gap where you're getting actual positive net charge. But if you turn off cellular, which I've mentioned many times now, uses a lot of power, the amount of power drained, the amount of power that your phone is using is gonna go down. So although the amount of power coming in is probably gonna stay the same, now you've opened up a little bit more space. So you're gonna get more charge since the phone isn't actually charged. It's like going to the gym and eating while you're on the treadmill. Do you understand what I mean? If you're taking in calories while you're trying to burn them, the net positive or negative of that calorie burn is gonna be calories in versus calories out. And the same thing works with your phone. The amount of power coming in versus the amount of power coming out, subtract those two, and that's gonna be more or less your effective charge rate. And when you're on the road or traveling, charge up times at your hotel might be short or infrequent. So whenever you're in a situation where you want to charge up your phone fast as possible, turn on airplane mode. And if possible, make sure not to use your phone at the same time either. So turning on airplane mode when you're charging up means less time spent in hotels waiting for your phone to charge up, less time connecting it to a power brick. It's basically just a time saver for when you're charging up, which gives you more time to do other things like go to that cafe that you want to go to, or go to that bar, or do whatever you want other than waiting for your phone to charge up. So the fourth reason to use airplane mode when you're not actually in an airplane is to fix wireless weirdness. So if you've ever gotten a local SIM card somewhere and you notice that they have to turn your phone on and off a couple of times to get the SIM card working, just turning your phone on airplane mode for about 10 seconds is gonna be usually enough to restart all the network services and get your phone up and running and connected. Now this also works with wireless, so just turn your phone into airplane mode and just hit the wireless off. Leave it off for about 10 seconds and now it's totally disconnected from all kinds of things, and your network services on your phone are going to reboot after about 10 seconds. It's a good amount of time to give it to make sure that everything is cleared and refreshed, and then just turn those back on and you should be good to go, and it will save you a lot of time just hanging out in shops waiting for some random dude to restart your phone. Who wants to do that when they're traveling? So the fifth reason to use airplane mode, whether you're in an airplane or not, is to prevent pickpocketing. So a 2012 study by the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that even thinking about your phone can distract you. So feeling your phone vibrate in your pocket, or just thinking it's vibrating in your pocket like a phantom vibration, which is actually a thing, can reduce your ability to complete complex tasks and significantly distract your focus. The study's authors found out that making space in your mind about what might be happening on your phone is enough to significantly distract you. So they said, quote, "Our results suggest that mobile phones can disrupt attention performance even if one does not interact with the device, as the study's authors phrase it." If you've seen the documentary Social Dilemma, you're probably acutely aware of this, and shutting off your portable distraction and dopamine dispenser is hard. Just try it. I mean, just try it. For 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's not easy. Do not disturb is a good option, meaning you won't get those notifications and you can at least shut off part of that part of your mind which is totally devoted to what's going on your phone. But the thing is, if you still swipe down, you've still got your notification center, you can still see all those notifications. But airplane mode goes a step further, which means that your phone is totally cut off from the outside world, especially if you turn off Wi-Fi. So now that part of your brain that's distracting you is a little bit smaller and you can focus on all the things around you. You can focus on those bushes. You can focus on the world, and that means that you're less likely to be pickpocketed. You're going to be a less likely target because you're going to be more aware of what's going on. Pickpockets are going to target the people that are most distracted, that look like the easiest marks, and those are going to be people that are nose deep in their phone. Besides, when's the next time that you're gonna travel somewhere? You know, things get in the way, life happens, and oh yeah, pandemics too. So airplane mode lets you see, notice, and interact a little bit more with the place that you're visiting. Plus, the camera works anyway, so you can still take all those photos. Thanks for watching those 5 reasons to use airplane mode even if you're not in an airplane. Let me know if you're a big airplane mode user down in the comments below, and while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. With the potential, which is why a lot of these potential